Hi, this is Dave Ness in Seattle. It's Memorial Day weekend, May 2020, and this will mark Sunday number 12 out of our church building. We closed down our church services 2 weeks before we had to, so we got even a little extra time to be apart. Our last Sunday together in our church building was March 1st. Hey, even introverts like me are about done with this shutdown. I am ready to be with some people again. So, we've been out of our building for 12 weeks now, but I've been thinking the early Christians were out of their building for 300 years. There was no confusion in their minds about whether the church was the building or the people. They had no buildings for the first 300 years of Christianity, and they did very, very well without them. Makes me think that we're probably going to do okay too, whether or not we're able to meet in our church buildings or not. Because the church is not a building. The church is the people who are trying to follow Jesus Christ. And I hope you are one of them. If you aren't, hey, it's not too late to join up. Jesus is still calling disciples to follow him. The church is going to be just fine. And so are we, if we keep our trust in God and not our 401k. When my credit union opened up their lobby again, I went in to deposit some checks. And I remarked that this was the first time I had ever gone into a bank wearing a mask asking for money, and everybody just thought that it was normal. Strange times. While there have been some good things that have come out of this awful pandemic, it has been hard on every one of us, in some way at least, hasn't it? Some more than others, but it's just been hard. There have been lots of hardships for everybody, and now that we're ending our third month of all of this, and still struggling to try to reopen society, many are just tired, weary of it all, and many are lonely. One of the biggest difficulties has been loneliness. We do what we can through Zoom and Facebook and whatever, but we miss being around other people. Then there are the really difficult circumstances where people have had to suffer and even die without even being able to be visited by their own spouse or their children because of the pandemic. Totally alone. No one even in contact with them except for some medical personnel wearing a mask. Alone. Heartbreaking. Really heartbreaking. People in nursing homes and care facilities have been in lockdown for months. No visitors allowed. Separation is so tough on people. My dad and mom live in South Dakota. They've been married 71 years. But they've not been in the same building or been able to physically see each other for 76 days now. More than 10 weeks. Why? Well, because my dad's assisted living place is in lockdown, and my mom's nursing home is in lockdown, and the two places are 2 miles apart. And because of strokes, my mom can't talk on the phone either. I was finally able to set up portal machines so they can finally at least see and talk to each other, even though they're still unable to be in the same building. Separation is hard. Loneliness is hard. You may be alone physically, like all those people in the nursing homes and assisted living places that are locked down with no visitors allowed. Or maybe you live alone, where there are seldom any other people present in the same room with you. Are you lonely? We can be intensely lonely, even in a crowd of people, can't we? I want to tell you about a God who loves you, who's able to make promises like the promise Jesus made to all of his followers. I will never leave you or forsake you. Hebrews 13:5. Jesus said that. He told his disciples in John 14:18, I will not leave you as orphans. I will come to you. And in Revelation 3:20, Jesus said, behold, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in to him and eat with him and he with me. He's talking about the door to our heart. If we will open that door and just let him in, he will come into our lives and he will change us and forgive us for everything wrong we've ever done, and he will be our very best friend who's always with us. And all we have to do is just let him. And though we may not be in the presence of other people, we will never again be away from the God who loves us. You'll never be lonely. Never be truly alone again. What am I saying? I'm saying that if you open your heart to Jesus Christ, you will never be truly alone again. I can tell you from experience that there is no friend like Jesus. I opened my heart to him when I was 5 years old, and he's been my best friend for my entire life. I love him, but he loved me first. Did you know that God loves you? He does. And he wants to live in your heart, and he wants to be your friend forever. He loves you. All he wants is just for you to love him back. Open your heart to Jesus. He will come in, and you will never be truly alone again. So what do? Just mentally open the door of your heart, your mind, your life to allow Jesus Christ to come in. Choose to believe in him. Choose to trust him. Once you see how good he is, how kind, how loving, how forgiving, you will wonder why didn't you open your heart to him sooner? Do it. Just open the door of your heart to Jesus Christ, and he will come in. You'll never be the same. If you want a forever friend, open your heart to Jesus. God bless you. We're going to make it.